Now, you have read about the principle of universal adult franchise. That is, in practice, it means that everyone should have one vote. It is the responsibility of the government to get the names of all the eligible voters put on the voters list. Now, whose responsibility that each and every person's name should be there, they can vote. That is the responsibility of government. As new person attain voting age, names are added to the voters list. If each and every election there are new voters, right? So new voters' names should be added in the voters list who have attained the 18 years age, and there are so many deaths in the same duration, right? So their name should be cut off from that list, right? Now there is a situation where people migrate from one place to another. So they have different constituencies, right? Now they were moving from one area to another area. So their name should be cut from the voter list of the same area and their name should be added in the new area, right? Now, so for example, if I am migrate from Parvat Patya to Vesu, so my name should be cut from the voter list of Parvat Patya and my name should be added to the voter list of Vesu. And it should be happen if I am migrate from Gujarat to Maharashtra. So my name should be cut from the voter list of Gujarat and it should be added to the list of Maharashtra, right? Now, name of those who move out of a place or those who are dead are deleted. Now, in this way, a complete version of the list take place after every 5 years. In the last few years, a new system of election photo identity card. Now, this is the full form of EPIC. Election photo identity card means the election card. You can see the photo of election card here. You can say that there is the elector's name, then age, then their gender, right? Everything should be mentioned here. So, this particular identity card is very much compulsory for the election process. The voters are required to carry this card when they go out to vote so that no one else votes for others. Now, that means in a democratic election, people should have a real choice. This happens only when there are no restrictions on anyone to contest an election. Now, how is this provided by our system? How this election is going to be held? Anyone who can be a voter can also become a candidate in election. Now, if I am a voter, I can represent myself in the election process. I can participate in the election process, but some conditions are there, and that conditions are, yes, the only difference is that in order to be a candidate, the minimum age is 25 years, while it is only 18 years for being a voter. Means if you want to be a candidate of election, your age should be 25 years. Minimum age is 25 years or more. And if you want to be a voter, then your age should be 18. That means political parties nominate their candidates who get a party symbol and support. Party symbol means what? If you want to form your political party, then you're supposed to have a symbol. You can see here different party symbol. Congress, Bajap, CPI, BSP, then Samajwadi Party, then Rashtriya Janata Dal. So they all have their symbols, right? And with their symbols, they have their supporters who support them to create a party and to participate in their campaigns. Now, nominations filled by any candidate on the ticket of a political party is called party ticket. Every person who wishes to contest an election had to fill a nomination form and make a security deposit, and every candidate has to make legal declaration giving full details like serial criminal cases pending against the candidate, if any, then details of assets and liabilities of the candidate, educational qualification of the candidate. So all these situations supposed to be mentioned and declared by a particular person if he or she wants to make a political party and represent him or herself in the election. There should be no criminal cases against him or her. Then assets and liabilities, how many liabilities he has or how many assets he has, educational qualification. This information has to be made public. This provides an opportunity to the voters to make their decisions on the basis of the information provided by the candidates. Now every people wants to know about their candidates, right? People know that if their candidates are well educated or not, their candidates have some criminal cases or not, right? If a particular candidate has criminal cases or he is not educated, now we are not going to select that person as our representative. If some person is well educated, if some person is very much clear about their ideas, about their words, then we are going to select that person as our representative. So through this process, through this declaration, the voters get the clear idea. Now, what we understand is that the main purpose of the election is to give people a chance to choose the representatives, the government and the policies they prefer. Therefore, it is necessary to have a free and open discussion about who is a better representative. Now, there is a secrecy in voting, right? But we can openly discuss about the representative, that who is better, who is not, which party will make a better government or what is a good policy. We can discuss about that. This is what happens during the election campaigns. Now, what is election campaign? Now, what do you mean by campaign, student? Campaign means what? Promotion and advertising. If a new product is coming in the market, right? So, we need to advertise that product so that people know about that, right? Know about the product. For example, in this situation right now, if one particular company produce a mask, right? So that mask should be advertised properly so that people know about their advantages, their qualities, right? So through that, people going to purchase that particular mask from the market, right? So like that only, the election campaign is also very much important. So through that, people can select their representatives properly. Now you can see here the pictures of election campaigns. The supporters are there who support the particular party and they advertise or they promote their political parties during the election process. Now you can see here, in our country, election campaigns take place for a 2-week period between the announcement of the final list of candidates and the date of polling. During this period, announcement of final list of candidate means what, students? Means people get that how many candidates or how many participants are there in the election, means how many political parties should be there. From that duration to the date of polling means when the election is going to be happen on that day. In this duration, from the selection of candidates to the election day, in this duration, this campaign is happen. Now during this period, the candidates can contact their voters, political leaders, address election meetings, and political parties mobilize their supporters. Supporters means who support the particular parties. This is also the period when newspapers and television's news are full of election related stories, debates and discussions. So now we also saw that particular, right, while elections are going to be held, then on that particular duration on television, so many times advertisements were going to be displayed on TV for the election purpose. Different political parties advertise their party symbols or their slogans. Now, that means in election campaigns, political parties try to focus public attention on certain big issues. They want to attract the people to choose issues and get them to vote for their party. In a democracy, although it is best to leave political parties and candidates free to conduct their elections campaign, yet sometimes it becomes necessary to regulate campaigns to ensure that every political party and candidate gets a fair and equal chance to compete. According to an election law, no party or candidate can. Now, every particular candidate have freedom. They can advertise themselves, they can promote themselves through their supporters, through the advertisement. But what they cannot do, that is bribe the voters. Bribe the voter means what? They pay some money to particular person, and see here, this honestly paid someone to help you. Means what? You are going to pay someone, that candidate pay some persons, and they purchase that persons, they purchase the votes of that person, right? Then threaten the voters, appeal them on the name of religion or caste. Means you are going to appeal the people through their religion or caste, so that is illegal. Then if you are threaten the people, that is illegal. And if you are bribe the voters, means if you are purchase the voters, give them money and take their votes, so that is also wrong. Now, use governmental resources for election campaign. Spend more than 25 lakhs in a constituency for a Lok Sabha election, or rupees 10 lakh in a constituency in assembly election. Means in government help candidates in the election campaigns. In Lok Sabha election, 25 lakhs should be given to constituencies and 10 lakh in the assembly election. If they do so, their candidature can be rejected by the court even after they have been declared elected. In addition to the laws, all the political parties in our country should agree to a code of conduct for election campaigns. According to this, one party or candidate cannot use any place of worship for election propaganda. Means what, students? So, there are some rules. A particular party or a particular candidate cannot use any place of worship for the advertisement or for campaigns. Use government vehicles, aircraft and officials for election. Now, once elections are announced, ministers shall not announce or lay foundation stone of any project, take any major policy decision, etc. Means when the election date is announced, then after, no candidate or no famous candidates or ministers, what they can do, they were not going in any lay foundation stones of any project. Means they cannot go to any openings of new stores or opening of new malls or anything, because it considers as advertisement or campaign. So can people now come to the final stage of polling? Now final stage of polling means what, students? So means the election day. The voter whose name is on the voter list can go to the nearby polling booth. Once the voter goes inside the booth, the election officials identify him or her, put a mark on his or her finger and allow him or her to cast a vote. Now polling booth means what, students? So particular place where we are going to vote, right? So on that particular place, now what are that place? That place should be a government schools, right? On that particular place, people enter. So first they'll have to show the identity card that will show here. First they'll have to show this identity card. Then they identify their identity card in the voter list, and if it is identified, then what? They put a mark on their finger and allow them to vote. Now, do you know that earlier voters used to indicate who they wanted to vote for by stamping the ballot paper? Now, I'll already explain you this ballot paper, right? In earlier times, what happens, students? So, this ballot paper is given to the voter. They select their representative, they put a tick mark and then put that ballot paper in the box. Now, what happens nowadays? Now, nowadays what happens? So, all electronic machines should be there, right? So, nowadays electronic voting machine, that is the EVMs, you can see here, right, are used for voting. This machine shows the name of the candidate. You can see here. This is the EVM. In this EVM, all the candidates' name are listed here. You have here the buttons and you have here the symbols of that candidates, right? Now, you are showing the candidates and whosoever you want to vote, you are going to press the button of that candidate. And on that particular time, here the name of that particular person or that particular political party's name should be represented. Now, you can see here, see. The machine shows the name of the candidate and the party symbols. All the voters have to press the button against the name of the candidate he or she wants to vote for. Once the polling is over, all the electronic voting machines are sealed and taken to secured place. After a few days, on the prescribed date, all the EVMs from the constituencies are opened and the votes secured by each candidate are counted. Now, what happened when the election is over? These machines are sealed, and they were sealed and they were going to be put on the secured place, and on the described date they were opened and the votes of the voters are counted. Now, the candidate who secures the highest number of votes from the constituency is declared elected. Within a few hours of counting, all the results are declared and it becomes clear as to who will form the government. And we know that whosoever got the majority vote, they form the government. Thus, this means that the party that wins majority of seats in the election forms the government. Now, yes, in a multi-party system like India, sometimes the general election may give rise to a situation where no single party seems to obtain the majority required to form the government. Means, if it is happen like multi-party system, India has multi-parties and so many political parties are there. So it happens that sometimes a party get equal votes, right? So if a party get equal votes, and in that situation what happened? So when this happens, some parties may get together and form the government. If two party gets the same votes, then that two party form the one government, means they combine or coalition with them. Now you can see here, while the other functions as opposition party in parliament, formation of such types of government is known as coalition government, as it is formed by the combination of parties. Means if two parties get same votes, in this situation that party combines with each other and form the one government. Thus, in a real life situation, the political leaders are rewarded for serving the people and punished for not doing so. They were also, if we are selecting some person and if he is not doing proper work, then he should be punished. Who decides this reward or punishment? If he is doing good work, then he should be rewarded. And if he is not doing proper work, then he should be punished. So who is going to decide that? The people only. If we have the opportunity to select them, if we are selecting them, so we have that opportunity to even resign them, even get them resigned from that situation, right? Now you can see here, answer is the people. This is what electoral competition does. Regular electoral competition provides incentives to political parties and leaders. They know that if raise issues the people want to be raised, their popularity and chances of victory will increase in the next election. But if they fail to satisfy the voters with their work, they will not be able to win again. Now what they know, if suppose for example BJP win the election, right? So he knows that if I am going to impress the people, so they were going to elect me again in the next election, right? So what they are doing, they are satisfying the people. But if people are not satisfying with the work, so they have the fear that if I am not satisfying the people, people are not going to vote me again, right? Now, see the video very carefully, that's showing you how the polling booth is in the working during the election days.
Part number 19, serial number 9.